Hey Alexa, this is Kevin. I'm going to give you some feedback as, speaking, because I think it's easier. So first of all, the title, No Guns in School. How about making in, since it's not a major word, it's a preposition, you don't need to capitalize it, so I would not. Alright, and then no guns in school. Are you going to concentrate on colleges, high schools, or are you going to keep just schools generic? It's up to you. Here, your first sentence, school shootings have made an impact. And then you have CNN. I would say, according to CNN, school shootings have blah, blah, blah. And then where you have CNN, I would put PAR period, the paragraph where you found this. So you want to have ICE, which means introduce, cite, and then explain. So introduce this according to an article or according to CNN News, school shootings, and then here put the paragraph or wherever you found it. Here, due to the violence that had overcome with school shootings, I'm not sure what you mean there, but maybe you're saying that due to school violence because of school shootings, there has been debates whether or not having guns in schools is, or having guns in schools should be permitted. You need something more here at this sentence. And then here, providing teachers and students to carry a gun will create more violence to school campuses. So I'm not sure where your thesis is. So providing teachers and students to carry, I would say allowing teachers and I would say allowing teachers and students to carry a gun will create more violence to school campuses. So I think here this is your thesis. I would move this to the end. You say guns should not be permitted in schools because providing teachers and or students with guns would just create more violence. I think that's your thesis. So I think you're against having guns on campus, but I'm going to keep reading to see. Okay, I just read your first body paragraph, so I think you need a topic sentence. I think maybe, or is this it? At Imperial Valley College, I find it a secure campus. Maybe you want to say guns should not be on campus because most campuses are already secure, or most campuses already have patrol or ways to protect themselves. And then you come down here. Make sure that you edit better because there are some errors here and I'm not going to correct them all. And then let's see. Therefore, this is one of the biggest reasons there is many highway patrols. I would say that there are many highway patrols around campus to keep the preschool safe. Then here you're saying, yes, in some cases I can find, or I have found it dangerous because we really do not know. Who is we? Get rid of we and use students or students and faculty. Really don't use we, it's just too informal. We really do not know what type of people are entering the school grounds. Okay, good. Every school from an elementary through a university, you don't need to capitalize university. You're not talking about a specific university. So every school from an elementary school through a university have big grounds needing more protection. So are you saying that maybe guns are necessary? Make sure if you're against guns, you make this sentence very clear. Colleges and universities should find a way to have a safer, secure program. Without the use of guns, I'm getting a little confused here, and now you're going back to college and universities. Maybe you don't need to mention elementary schools if your focus is solely college and universities. For example, in every classroom there can be a metal detector on the doors. So maybe what you're saying is guns aren't needed because there's highway patrol, and if there is more protection needed, it shouldn't come from guns. For an example, maybe they could use metal detectors. Okay. And then here in the article, should guns be allowed on college campuses? Since this is an article, get rid of the italics and just put quote, 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 quote. And you need the author of the, so you could say, in the article, blah, 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 comma, it states, comma, blah, 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 blah. Don't use patterns book here. If there's no author, just use 626. Never use pattern book. Okay, and then here you don't need this period here either. It goes at the end where it is. Okay, let's go to the next paragraph. Okay, so here, knowing students and professors are armed on campus would not make me feel safe at all. So you could say the next reason guns are not necessary on our campus is knowing that students and professors are armed on campus would not make me feel safe or other students. I would include that so it goes to the whole thesis. All right, and then on campus there are officers. You don't need to capitalize officers. You're not talking about a specific group. Unless you said IVC officers, then that is specific. So on campus there are officers who do have their firearms actually. Okay, on campus there are officers that do have their firearms and which make me feel safe. There's something missing here. Okay, these officers are specialized and trained to have guns with them. Good. Okay, here one reason why teachers, let's see. Alright, good. In all honesty, arming teachers sends a wrong message to students and to the community. Teachers are there to help us students. Get rid of us. Just say teachers are there to help students and to make students feel safe. Do not use we, us, you. It's too informal. Good, and then another reason, I would say on the other hand, I would say and another reason teachers are not trained to have loaded guns. We never know when an accident, how about we, how about students or people on campus never know? To get rid of we. In other words, teachers are there to make students safe and to teach students peace in the world. Otherwise, this is a pretty good paragraph. Make those changes. Okay, so here, to be continued, no. Just say, in addition, having students with guns on campus really makes it worse than having teachers with firearms. What makes it worse? Make the violence worse. On April 16th, okay, I'm going to read this quickly. Here you have the quote, but you have to introduce it. And here on April 16th, this is all fact, so you should say, according to the article, where did these information come from? And then the student shooter had a history of sex. Okay, so the student shouldn't have a gun. Patterns, get rid of patterns again. Put the author's name there. Okay, this is a comma splice. Start a new sentence. Again, this is an article, so you're going to what? Get rid of the italics, make this quote, 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 quote. The article blah, blah, blah stated. Good, this quote really good because it ties your last paragraph, the teachers, the professors, and students. Good. Good. Get rid of patterns. Make sure you're using the author's name there, not patterns. Okay. Here, more guns in school will increase the risk of violence. Okay, so school should not be allowed guns should not be allowed on campus because they will increase the risk of violence. Always have the words should not be allowed because it ties back to your thesis, what your position is on this. Okay, here many believe that allowing, however, many believe that allowing more, okay? Let's see. Again, you have to introduce this. What's it by? According to NBC News, blah, blah, blah. And then you need a paragraph or something. PAR or page number if there are page numbers. Get rid of us. I'm trying to find out where you're opposing. Many believe that allowing more will stop violence in school, so maybe you're opposing here. Okay, so you're refuting here. You know what, maybe some people believe that, but however, there are other ways, there are alternative ways to make college campus feel safer than having guns. Okay, good. And then, let's see. So I'm not really going to read the conclusion, just make sure you hit on all of the main points. And let's take a look at your works cited. Okay, it should be works cited up here. Okay, so this should be 2016. That looks awkward there. It should be PP period, and get rid of the parentheses. This is the same as on your research paper, so if you want to look at that, I made those changes. Casebook should be with patterns, okay. More guns like almost have research say, Alright, good. And here for your URL, make sure you add accessed on and then put the date. Wow. What is this? Your tour? I don't know what that means. Okay, let's see. Okay. So the last thing is I want to go back up and I want to look at your thesis. So your thesis should be really strong. So I would say something about guns should not be allowed on college or university campuses because teachers and students having guns will not make students safer, period. Something like that. You want it to be that firm. Okay, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, text me or email me. Thank you. Take care.